Hello, I'm back again. I haven't really uploaded the last few days because, well, I watched some of the Wolves game in the Premier League. They played Villa. I can't really remember who they played, but it wasn't that interesting, so I didn't want to upload a video on that. And then I watched the Man U Norwich game, and I just sort of forgot. And then today, obviously, there's been three FA Cup games. So after watching the Arsenal one, I just thought, why not just do a video, sort of minimally summarising all of them, and then go from there really, and just talk about it in general, and just sort of my overall thoughts. I mean, it's good. All four, sort of four big teams. Yeah, all the four big teams got through. Chelsea. I'll start with United first. United was it was an okay game. It was pretty boring, really. I thought, with Man United making a lot of changes. I still think that Bruno Fernandes is such a good buy for them. I mean, people say he didn't really play well, but I just thought his link-up play is just like something that they've been missing for a while, and sort of, not saying the league's been missing it, but he's a standout player, and I think he will continue to be. So that was 2-1. Bit of a shame for Norwich, but it's probably better for them for any chance somehow that they could survive in the league, but they're not gonna. But I would have liked a smaller team to go through. Then Arsenal today, strong team put out. Arteta clearly wanted a win, and well, that's what he got in the end. Ceballos got a goal in the dying minutes after I thought we were gonna lose it. I was so annoyed when that goal went in of Sheffield United. It was just a poor clearance from Kolasinac, and I thought it's typical Arsenal. And yeah, it was going to be it, really. But then we had probably the best game, you think, fixture wise, was Chelsea Leicester. First half was all right. Leicester played well ish, but Chelsea were really poor. Frank then just completely changed the game, which I loved. I love watching him do that. And then Chelsea got their goal, and that was sort of it really for the rest of the game. Leicester didn't play too great; they didn't deserve to go through. And then a bit of controversy at the end with Ben Chilwell like laughing with some of the Chelsea players after he's been linked to move to them, which I think's really. I don't think that's going to be a good bit of business if Chelsea do that. I don't think he's worth how much Leicester are going to ask for him, and Leicester are only going to ask for how much because people are willing to pay it. Really, that's the thing. Other clubs or the media or whatever, that's the valuation that's been going around. So they're not going to sell him for less now. And I'm not saying I don't rate him that much, but if they sold him for 30 odd mil, 40 mil, not that they would, the cost of bringing in someone that would just fit in the team would be similar to that. So they're not really profiting from that, which I think Leicester are probably not wanting to be a selling club anymore. So if they're going to sell, it's going to be because they're going to improve everywhere. So, if they got 80 mil or 70 mil for him, they could buy a 30 mil left back and then 40 mil on a centre half, because Johnny Evans obviously getting on a bit. He's in his early 30s. So, he's not got all the years left in the world, and Soyuncu's still there. So if he stayed, get another partner for him and just a bit of depth instead of having Huth and Morgan, or I don't even think Huth plays, but Morgan still does. And then we had the last game, Man City Newcastle. Man City just steamrolled them, really, didn't they? It's what they do. It's what they're good at, and yeah, it was. I mean, I think it's a bit boring to see sometimes. Yeah, I like more of a game where the two sides are equal, but then it does create more drama when there's shocks and things like that. And Newcastle almost got a goal at 1-0, and then Sterling just sealed it. Really. So then, yeah, that was the four teams. It was United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City that got through. I'd say, all the teams that went through were probably the teams that should have. Maybe I'm being biased on the Arsenal one. That could have been a bit more either way. But, I'm pleased, obviously, we got through. And then, yeah, so the fixtures, the draw was happened. It was United, Chelsea. I'm not sure what's classed as home or away for them. And then Man City, Arsenal. I think the Man U Chelsea game will be interesting. Obviously, was it first game of the season? Yeah, first game of the season. Chelsea got hammered by United. In Lampard's first game, and then I can't remember the reverse fixture, or even if they played twice more since then. But I think that'll be a good clash, even-ish sort of teams, especially now United after the break seem to have really got in their stride. So with Chelsea, with that win against City earlier in the week. As for City Arsenal, I think City will go through, definitely, that's for sure. I think City will win the whole thing. And yeah, I can't. Well, I think United or Chelsea could give them a fair shot, but I think Arsenal just aren't good enough. They'd have to have one of their best games in the last couple of seasons, probably since that final in 17 against Chelsea. A game like that, really, to beat them. We don't beat the big teams, it's just a fact. But we are good at Wembley. I think we've got one of the best Wembley records in the last 10 years, like the percentage winning wise. I don't know if that includes Community Shields, but obviously we've got 3 finals, and obviously you have to win the semis as well. So we've won the most FA Cups this decade. Sort of our thing. It would, I think, as a side for Arsenal, I think it'd be really good for us to win it. Not that we're gonna, but it would be really good for the club. It puts us in Europe, even though it's the early qualifying stages, I believe, takes away 7th spot. But that 7th spot hasn't been around. No, that 7th spot's been around for a while because of the team that's won the FA Cup already being in Europe, so therefore the 7th get it. But now we know that unless Arsenal win it, then 7th spot, or 8th, I guess, is going to go through. I think that's how it works. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure. But yes, it'd be good for Arsenal to go through, go through to the final, obviously, and win it. Obviously, Wembley's not going to be the same, which is going to suck. But yeah, overall, I just thought I'd give quick sort of opinions on it. Not too much. I'm going to try and just be a bit more active or interesting. I feel that me just walking around my room isn't doing too much, and maybe writing a few things down before I just film, because I've just been doing it off the top of my head. I think that creates gaps and stuff, and I've looked at my YouTube thing, and it seems like people are turning off. People probably aren't even looking at this because of what I've seen on YouTube, but I'm still putting it out there. But people seem to be turning off my videos. They're not watching them all the way through, even though I'm getting a couple of views. So I think I bet most viewed one was me ranting about Arsenal. I know Arsenal get a lot of views, and I guess maybe me being a bit more active and emotive, I think the word is, will probably maybe do better for me just getting out there. I'm still learning this. I'm still trying to get to grips with it. But yeah, I'm going to try something like that instead of just maybe speaking formally. It's not really who I am. I don't think I'm coming across how I am, or how I am as a person. So we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, if you are still here, peace.